Good afternoon. My name is Rachel Black, and I am the director of Greenwich House Music School. And I had the distinct pleasure of working with Herman Diez for 1 year. It started in June of 2013 when I took my new job, and was a little anxious about meeting him. Not because of anything I'd heard, only his stature, his experience, his reputation. And as it turns out, I had absolutely nothing to be nervous about. When I first met him, I realized here was a soft-spoken, generous, humble, and open-hearted man who was glad to welcome me to the school. We met about once every 2 weeks, and he would update me about the faculty and the general state of the pianos. And his ever-present request for a youth orchestra. During my one and only year with him, he would knock on my door and he would peek in and ask if he could speak with me, and I would think to myself, oh, God, I haven't worked on that youth orchestra yet. I didn't want to disappoint him, which I think is a feeling a lot of you could probably relate to. At some point during that year, I made a promise to him. I promised him a youth orchestra. As soon as I got through my first year of managing the school, my first budget process, my first concert series, you get the idea, he would smile patiently at me and nod and tell me that he understood. You have to understand, as an administrator, as a nonprofit arts administrator, Herman was a surprise. Here was a truly talented artist, longtime educator, and beloved piano chairman who didn't feel the need to impress or intimidate. Herman was simply a dedicated teacher who only wanted what was best for the school. He literally had no other agenda. Within 3 months of starting, I tried to give him what I thought was a long overdue raise. You can imagine how that went. He actually argued with me about it. Again, a surprise. Well, the school needs it more than I do, is what he would say to me. I actually did force him to sign the paperwork. And he wasn't happy about it. But he was actually embarrassed by the attention. It's 11 years as an arts administrator, I can honestly say that never have I met anyone who was truly as selfless as he was. You know, Greenwich House Music School is a special place. There isn't a day that goes by that some parent doesn't tell me how much they love it, how much it means to them. They use words like charming and sweet and home away from home, and I don't think they feel that way because of our reputation or the historic building that we're housed in. I think they feel that way because they feel loved. Because they are, by the teachers. Our teachers are the reason that Greenwich House is so special, and we've lost our greatest, a teacher's teacher, the guiding light of our school. As difficult as losing this man was, and still is, we were extremely lucky. Words cannot describe how blessed we were to have Herman Diez with us for as long as we did. 65 years. "65 incredible years of his instruction, his leadership, his patience, and his love. Think in all that time how many lives he touched, how many children and adults learned about music and life from him. So many of our current teachers were taught by him, so our school can move forward in celebration knowing that each future student will have a little piece of Herman inside of them. At the beginning of this school year, we dedicated room 32 as the Herman Diez Memorial Studio. And this summer, we'll kick off our new ensemble for children, the Global Groove Youth Orchestra. This ensemble will actually focus on jazz and world music, so it may not be quite what Herman had in mind. But it is dedicated to him nonetheless. The first two pieces that this orchestra will learn will be Cuban compositions by Ernesto Lecuona. So I'd like to thank Herman's son, Alex, our faculty member, Daniel Lawson, and John Sheehan for organizing this celebration of Herman's life and for allowing all of us to be a part of it. Thank you.